Hello and welcome back to the She Lives Purposefully podcast. I am so excited that you're here, so thankful that you're here. This is my first solo episode back on the podcast from maternity leave. I have been loving our guest episodes though a lot, like having somebody to really converse with as I chat with you guys. So let me know if you concur, if you agree with that. There's a plane going overhead, so if you can hear that, I'm so sorry. But yeah, let me know. I think the next couple weeks, I'm actually going to be having a couple of guests, and I'm curious what your vibe is. Are you liking the chats with somebody else on too, and kind of having a conversation, all of us, or just like you and me, all that kind of stuff? Today has been a good day. It is so crazy and so hard. Like I said, this is my first solo episode back from maternity leave, and it is such an adjustment, kind of learning how to work and have this child and have a baby. We mentioned in the last episode, we are not outsourcing care, we're not doing daycare, but so thankfully, just our moms are so awesome. They are able to come throughout the week and help out, which is so great. And so basically while they're able to come, I am getting work in, but even still, like I'm in the same house, just in an office and kind of separate from our baby boy. And it's so hard. I feel honestly like guilty and like I want to be with him, I want to be taking care of him, but I also want to be able to make podcasts and chat with you guys and make content and do this that the Lord has given me, but also take care of this baby boy that the Lord has given me. And it's just such a funny thing. I remember hearing before moms talking about mom guilt and like going back to work and stuff. And I was kind of like, do what you got to do. That's silly. But now I really feel the guilt and I'm not even out of the house. Like we're in the same building. So anyway, going through that, but excited to be here and just talking about all things motherhood. That's what I wanted to talk about today. Just some things, specifically two things that I feel like the Lord has been really reminding me of and showing me through motherhood so far. It's only been not even 3 full months yet. So this isn't like an episode of like, I've nailed motherhood and here are some tips and tricks and things and lessons, whatever, but just kind of like spiritual things that the Lord has shown me through it so far. So I hope that this is encouraging, whether you're a mom or not. This is just kind of things he's reminded me of himself when it relates to him and also really our purpose in life. So yeah, I'm stoked about those two things. I'm trying to think anything else before we really jump into this episode, what today has held. Super exciting. A friend of mine started a clothing business that we're going to be doing a collab with, but you can hear it here first. I will let you know in the show notes, in the description, if there is a code. If there's a code, I'll drop it there. There will be a code. I just don't know if I'll have it ready by the time this episode airs. But a bunch of cute, like modest clothing, fall fashion finds. I'm so stoked. I have sweaters. I have a button-up jeans, like bodysuit, the whole shebang. I'm so excited. It's called Roam Out East, and I'll link that in the show notes. Go and check it out, and I will have a code soon, if not already. So check out the show notes to see if I have a code for you. Super cute. So anyway, Amanda, who owns the business, came over and brought some clothes for me for a collab for Instagram, and it was so fun to try on different sizes, things like that. And I'm really excited about the clothes. Seriously, I was squealing. I'm not wearing it yet because I want to like unveil it in a big post, if that makes sense. But there is a set that she brought me that I could not take off. Like so cute. So I'm excited for you to see those things too. All right, let's dive in. Let's chat. I normally would say, grab your drink and let's hang out and chat, but I don't have a drink today. I didn't last week either. I did drink a chai from Starbucks this morning. My mom brought me, and I also am downing some coffee. So caffeinated queen right here. I'm trying to work on having less caffeine because before giving birth, I was not really having caffeine and I loved it. Like it was pretty awesome actually. And I really feel like I didn't see the huge difference caffeinated wise. Like I wasn't extremely more exhausted, but now that I'm not getting sleep, then I feel like I really actually need the caffeine. So maybe one day I'll go back to no caffeine, but for now I'm not feeling guilty about it and I'm having caffeine, but maybe I should be having a little bit less. But if you have your drink, your favorite go-to, iced latte, chai, lemonade, water, whatever, then, give it a little shake if it's iced. If it's not, a little sip, a little cup hold, and let's chat. All right, so a couple things that I have been learning through motherhood that I really just feel like the Lord has shown me. I have my notes here on my phone. Oh, also, I'm looking, so I have the camera here, but I also have like a visual of what the camera sees over here in my studio, and I'm so excited. Soon, not yet, but soon, we're going to have a sign in the back and some decor, and the studio is going to come together. So if you're a YouTube watcher, this is going to look a lot cuter, a lot more aesthetic soon. Not yet, but soon, and I'm really excited about it. I am working with Donnie's cousin actually owns a business where she creates different things like these and more other stuff that we're going to be collabing with soon too. So she's pretty awesome, and I'm really stoked for this and the other things that are coming. Anyway, I just got distracted with that because I saw the visual there and I was like, oh, it looks so empty, but there's going to be a sign coming, which is cool. All right, so first lesson in my notes that I have here, and this actually was a lesson that I feel like reignited my whole mindset, honestly, around She Lives Purposefully, and got me thinking back to the core of what She Lives Purposefully has been about. I think sometimes when we talk about She Lives Purposefully, we can really focus on this big purpose that the Lord has for us, of course, and what does purpose mean and what is our purpose? And all of those questions are really important. They're really important questions. But a big part of She Lives Purposefully that I think can get left to the wayside in this message is that even if you don't know what your purpose is right now necessarily, this kind of unique purpose that the Lord has created you for, you do have a purpose and you can live that out right where you are right now. And actually that is purposeful living. That is purpose. And what reminded me of this is that I think, in this time of maternity leave and being on Instagram through that time, seeing other people accomplish things in their ministry world, in their business world that I would love to accomplish, it can be really easy to look at that and say I would love to do that, but I just don't see how there's time for that right now. I don't have the capacity for that right now. And almost feel like, what if that's something the Lord has for me? What if I miss out on that because I don't have capacity for it right now, or I can't do it right now, or something like that. And the Lord really reminded me in the most beautiful way, where He has me right now, where He has you right now is the best possible place for you to be. So for me right now, the biggest role, one of the biggest roles that I have, which is a very new role, is to be a mother, is to take care of our baby boy and to raise him in the ways of the Lord, to teach him how to roll over and to crawl and to reach for things and all of that. That is my purpose right now. That is what I'm called to right now. And that is the best place that I can be. If I were to be doing other things, and this, I'm not saying, and now I feel like I should give a caveat here. Because I am taking care of him, because we are not putting him in daycare at this time, because all of that kind of things, this is my primary role right now. So everything else becomes secondary. This She Lives Purposely becomes secondary. Creating podcasts becomes secondary because my home, and I think this applies across the board, our home is our first ministry. Our home is really our first purpose, whether that is with our parents, our siblings, a spouse, our kids, whatever that may look like. I think that's really important, especially as a mom and being somebody who's in charge of somebody else, who's been charged by the Lord with caring for somebody else. This has become my biggest calling at this moment. And so this is actually the best possible place that I can be, and to be doing other things, however, maybe more quote unquote fruitful it may seem, is actually not as fruitful as this is going to be, because this is where the Lord has me specifically. Again, I just repeated myself twice, me specifically, but again, I'm talking about myself in the situation, but I think that this applies in whatever area to you as well. Wherever the Lord has you right now, maybe that is in school, in college, and maybe you're wishing that you could be somewhere else, or at a job that you're at right now. Maybe you're applying to new jobs. Maybe you wish you could be elsewhere, but right now you're at a certain job. Maybe it is in your marriage and it is pure bliss, or maybe it's really hard, whatever that looks like, where you are right now, where the Lord has you right now. and he's called you to live that out in him, that is the best place. That is the most purposeful place for you to be right now. You living that out is living purposefully, and there is no better place for you to be. If he has called you to something and you are in that something, there is no better place right now for you to be, because he has called you to this spot. And so if another spot seems more enticing, but you are in this spot right now and you can't be over there, this is the spot that the Lord has for you. And this is the spot that is going to make eternal impact. We talk about purpose, like, the eternal impact that it's going to have, the impact in this world that it's going to have, being world changers, things like that. This space that the Lord has given you, that he has called you to, whatever that looks like, that is the place that's going to have the most impact. This is the most rewarding. This is what the Lord has called you to, and nothing else is going to be better. If he hasn't called you to that, if he's called you to this and not that, then this is the best place for you. And that just really hit in the most beautiful way. Like, I am not missing out on anything as long as I'm being faithful to my calling and where the Lord has me right now. Then that's the best absolute place for me to be. And I'm not missing out on anything that the Lord has not called me to. If the Lord has not called me to it, I am not missing out on it. And I think that's so important for us to really soak in and to know. And yeah, so that's number one, kind of something that the Lord has been really showing me. Again, I'm not here to say that you can't apply to a new job or be working and be a mom. I am working and I'm being a mom at the same time, and I'm not saying any of those things, but I am saying that wherever you're at, if the Lord has placed something before you that is your responsibility, it is your calling right now, then that's it. Like, you're not missing out for not being somewhere else unless the Lord has called you to be doing something else. So I hope that that's encouraging. It was really encouraging for me to know, like, this is right where God has me. And that is powerful. That is powerful to know that this is what God has for me right now in the grand scheme of history, in all of his plans and all the big things. Like, this is where the Lord has Megan Edmonds to be at this moment in time. Whatever that is for you, that is where he has for you to be. So that's one big thing that the Lord has been really showing me lately. I'm going to look at my notes here again. Another big thing that the Lord has been showing me lately, and this really hit the first couple weeks of being a mom, was the Lord's love for us. And the Lord reminded me of it just in like having a baby, because here's this baby boy. Cutest little nugget. I just posted on Instagram today, actually, just kind of a mind pivot right there. How, we're not sharing his face on social media. I'll probably dive into that in a later episode. So we're not really showing his face like publicly out on the internet, and it's so hard though, because he is the cutest little nugget in the whole world. And I know that I'm biased, but totally trust me, because he's just so, so, so cute. So anyway, this beautiful baby boy comes into the world, and he has done nothing to earn favor. He's done nothing to earn anything. And in fact, over the next several weeks, like, he is spitting up on us, he's pooping on us, he's crying at us, he's screaming at us, all these different things, right? But we love him so much, and we would give absolutely anything for him. We would die for him. We are laying down our lives for him every day in living. We are losing sleep. We're, doing all these things, like I said, getting pooped on, spit on, all this stuff. We're taking care of him. And not only us, but a whole support system around him is just infatuated by him and serving him and loving him. And it just really hit me, like, it is so cool that you can just be born. For so many babies, maybe not all, and that's really heartbreaking, but for most babies, you just come into this world and you automatically are given, without any earning or, kind of merit in those ways, you are given a support system who loves you and is going to care for you, and is going to care for you until you can care for yourself. They're going to be that for you. They're going to raise you and nurture you and all of that. And it's just kind of interesting, because that's really the only time that happens. With other relationships, we have to earn favor. We have to earn different things for people to love us, maybe, or to, go out of their way for us. Those things are earned and built, but not in this relationship. And it reminded me so much of the Lord, and how in that relationship, we have done nothing to earn his favor. We have done nothing to earn his love, his care, his guidance, all of those things, spiritual gifts, anything like that he has given us. In fact, and I was telling this to somebody a couple days ago, a former teacher of mine, and she was saying, like, even more so, we have actively pushed him away. We've sinned against him time and time again. Even when we're his, we're pushing him away. We've denied him, all of these things. And still, even then, he is for us and he is not against us and he loves us and he cares for us. And so it was just really sweet, just kind of having this image as a parent and recognizing, you know what, God is my father and he loves me so much. He loves you so much. And you and I have done nothing to earn it, nothing to, attain this love in any way. We weren't good enough. We didn't do all these things for him. None of it. We are helpless. Just like babies are completely helpless. They can't care for themselves. We are so helpless. And he went out of his way and continues to, even in the day-to-day. He is serving us. He is loving us. He is for us. He gave everything, his son, for us to not only, which is just enough, not only save us, but to give us life and life abundant and to have a relationship with us, which is so beautiful. So I thought that was really cool too. Those are two things that I feel like the Lord has been showing me, reminding me of lately. And I felt like they were really beautiful things. One, that wherever the Lord has you right now is the best place for you to be. And you are not missing out on anything that the Lord has not called you to. So we don't have to compare ourselves to other people. But also that the Lord loves us so much and we did absolutely nothing to earn it. But he loves us so much anyway. And he is for us and he cares for us, which is just so, so beautiful. So I hope that this was encouraging. Yeah, and that is pretty much our episode for today. I want to say again to just check the show notes to see if I do have a code for that shop for you yet. If not, I will have one soon. And then the next couple episodes are going to be fun ones. I am thinking about going in a different direction for one of them. Potentially, we'll see. If not, it might get kind of contentious, a little bit of a hot topic-y kind of episode. And then other ones are very fun and encouraging, and I'm excited to chat with you in those. So friend, thank you so much for listening to the She Lives Purposefully podcast. I hope that you were encouraged in this space, and I hope that you have a fantastic rest of your day. Friend, live for Jesus and live purposefully. Love you.